May there. Hey, Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my preview of the Virginia Cavaliers, God rest their souls, at Clemson playing football. If you're brand new here, you don't know me. Welcome all Kmart shoppers. If you turn to your left, you will notice that we have a special on Chinese-made knockoff Spanx. May I tell you, everybody, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit the subscribe button. I always forget what, I think it's on this side. I think it's on this side. Is it on this side? Hit the subscribe button, and there's a little bell under there. Now, you can ask Clemson Carson. It don't always work. But that's notifications. If you hit it, it's supposed to tell you when I put up a video or I'm going live. May there to all of you. I'm glad you're all here. Do you really need me to go over this game for you? No. No. I'm just telling you. You really don't need me to, but I'm going to go over it. So we know that last year Clemson played Virginia in the ACC championship. Absolutely beat their brains out. Bryce Perkins, very good athlete. I mean, he's a big, dominating guy. He's gone. Bronco Mendenhall. Now, I have a bunch of people who I respect and I love them to death. They're telling me, oh, Bronco's a good coach and everything. I'm not going to say that Bronco is not a good coach. I'm just going to say that I can't say whether he is or not. I'll throw this out. I don't think Bronco's a bad coach. And he really knows how to wear those glasses that snap together in the middle. And there's something about that most people, they look like a teetotal dork. But for some reason, he pulls them up. Anyway. Clemson, according to, so I'm looking at the line. So if anybody's watching this video a little later on in the week, they're like, he was wrong. Called him. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is Monday night, September the 28th. So you're not catching me in anything, you idiot. Clemson is a 28-point favorite. Are we surprised by that? I'm not. So let's talk about this game. Clemson comes into the game. They're beating Wake Forest and Citadel. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I've done a bunch of videos over the weekend. Okay? Did a bunch of videos over the weekend. By the way, if you don't know, Lane Kiffin stopped by my show. Yes, my show did an interview yesterday. So you need to go check him out. It was only about a 5-minute video, but he talked about some things that's going on. He's got a boost cruise that he's going to be pushing. You need to check that out. But after Miami beat a very, very horrible Florida State team. Now, do I think that Miami is much improved? Yes. Do I think that they're coming out and they're using some of the talent that they have? Yes. But the Miami fold right now, you have people on this side who's going, oh, we're back, baby. Remember Sam Ehlinger annoying the crap out of me? You remember they beat Georgia in that year in Sugar Bowl? And half of Georgia's team set out because they didn't want to play for it. They felt like they should be playing in the playoff. I'm going to use this mic again. And you remember Sam Ehlinger went, we're back. You wasn't back, Sam. You don't know what back is. And that was annoying. And at that moment, he became public enemy number one. But, so, Miami fans, there's a lot of people who believe they're black. And quite honestly, I'm not going to say that you're not. But there's a lot of people on this side over here who I actually have respect for who says, if we can hold the game within 14 points, we see that as a win. Now, let me talk about that for 1 second. That reminds me of a time of a team that has those same very colors right there who said that if we could start playing with Florida State within a 14-point range, we would know that we would be playing, we'd be doing something. Because at one time, I know it's very hard to imagine for a bunch of you whippersnappers, Florida State used to beat our brains in. Right? It beat the crap out of us. It didn't embarrass us. We said if we could start playing within 14 points of them, start playing competitive ball, it means that our program is moving in the right direction. I get that from those Miami fans. I can buy that. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there's a lot of people who believe Miami, they're like, everything has to come to an end. At your hands? I'm not saying that it's out of the question. I'm just saying that everything has to come to an end. Duh, we all know that. Have you looked at Nebraska football, their history, how many years they've had 10-win seasons? It is ridiculous. I mean, like 30 or 40 years of just 10-win seasons. Of course everything's going to come to an end. Of course that car that you think is so great is going to come to an end. Of course that woman's going to get old and wrinkly and crusty and she's not going to be hot anymore. I get it, but my point is that you're just trying to say that, oh, it's going to come to an end at our hands. Miami, I'm not. You got one of my favorite players in college football who's not a Clemson player. That's Brevin Jordan. I have a lot of respect for him. I have talked about why Miami is not a contender even now, considering they're in one of the hottest beds in college football. None of this makes sense. It's like saying 1 + 1 = 500. None of it makes sense. That is actually a compliment to you. I know this is a video about Virginia, and I've talked a lot about Miami, but I am just saying, if you watched any of my videos, you know that there's been a lot of trash talk. But for us Clemson fans, we know we got Virginia first. So you lost Bryce Perkins, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't look quite good. You got this Armstrong fella, Brennan Armstrong. He's your quarterback now. He threw for 269 this past week, but he threw for 2 interceptions. You threw the ball a lot. He was 24 of 45. That's a lot of passing. That's throwing the ball a lot. Of course, you're going up against Trevor Lawrence. Citadel in Wake Forest or not, he's 30 of 37, 519 yards, 4 touchdowns. Rushing yards, you got this one kid, 16 carries, 95 yards. Of course, we got that guy named E10. Don't know if you've ever heard of him. 25 carries, 170 yards. Wide receiver for y'all, Davis Jr., whatever his name is, got over 100 yards receiving. Our leading receiver, believe it on the season or not, is Amari Rogers, 6 receptions, 134. So I can go ahead and tell you that in Virginia's first game, they had like 450 yards, blah, 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 blah. Clemson had they're averaging 483 between 2 games. We know that Clemson has called in the lay it easy on them squad very early. Clemson could very well have 600 or 700 yards. It is what it is. The big thing in this game, once again, if Clemson comes out, plays good, solid football, stays healthy, hands the ball off to ETN, we're fine. If we don't hand the ball off to ETN, we're still fine against the likes of Virginia. My biggest concern, and here's my big deal, and I'm going to soon end after this. And a lot of people's going to be like, you talked about Miami a lot in the Virginia video. Well, did I really have a lot to talk about with Virginia? No offense to Virginia. I mean, my God. I mean, y'all were good last year and you saw what we did to you. My biggest critique is our offensive coordinator going to continue to run Trevor Lawrence when they don't have to? Well, that's part of the game plan. That's a horrible answer. Don't give me that answer. Are you questioning someone who has won a national championship? And yes, I am, because we're human beings. Folks, I say this all the time. I may not be the brightest bulb in the pack or the saltiest fry in the Happy Meal, but I am telling you right now that you don't have to run Trevor Lawrence. to beat Virginia. You don't have to. This past a couple of weeks ago when he ran the ball in against Citadel, and they rolled him back and bent him back, and I mean, I've seen ACLs tear on that. I've seen people pull their hamstring. I've seen people sprain their ankle. We had 49 points at halftime. We didn't have to do that. Okay? We don't have to do that. So if you're going to sit here and you're going to try to play this game of, well, I trust my coaching staff. When they start doing that, I start questioning them. I don't care how much money they make. They're still human beings. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them. I'm saying they're still human beings. They can make mistakes just as much as you and I can. The keys to this game. Let Venables and his defense do what they do. On the offense, strike and strike early, but don't get away from running ETN. One of the biggest things that lost us a national championship was not the passing game. It was the running game. It was that we got away from the running game. Travis Etienne came back for a fourth year. You got a miracle. Run him. Run him and run him as much as you can. If you want to, pull him. Put Lynn J in there. As long as everything's all right. You got a ton of players behind him. So I agree with the 28-point win. We could see 35-point win. Just stay healthy. Get into the game the next week with Miami. But don't get caught looking. Come in. Take care of business. Stay healthy. And then you got Miami. Well, I'm Bobby Dirkens. I do agree with the 28-point win. I say that we're going to see something like a 45-10 game. 45-10, reason I go with that, you'll see 10 points, maybe a field goal, even come on the first string. You know, maybe they get hit a couple of passes downfield or something, get a couple of lucky breaks. But I think 45-10 is a good score. Definitely see that happening against second, third string. But I believe we definitely dominate this game. We win at least by 28 points. And then we'll be ready for the Miami game. Well, I'm Bobby Dirkens. I'm about to do another live stream covering a couple other games. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. Pass it along to anybody you like who likes to enjoy college football without all the other crap that they try to force on us. I just don't like it. Sport's supposed to be an escape. You know what I'm saying? I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out.